This is the program that brings you all the important information you need to know about NAFDAC, the agency saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding our health by ensuring that the foods, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment made available to us are safe and wholesome. Welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. My name is Tosin Omolaja. The reemergence of the novel coronavirus pandemic has drawn attention beyond orthodox medicine and the rush to find a vaccine to alternative sources of therapy. And so, herbal medicine has increasingly been in the spotlight, with many herbal medicine practitioners bringing to the fore their idea of what may be therapeutic answer to the pandemic and other ailments. With all of that has come some measure of controversy as to if some herbal therapies have been approved for the management or treatment of COVID-19 or its symptoms. Let's start by making clear that as at today, no herbal medicine has been scientifically proven to cure or treat symptoms of COVID-19. For herbal medicine, there are two categories of regulatory oversight: listing and full registration. So today on the program, we will break it all down so you can have better clarity about these two categories, so you can make informed decisions when buying herbal medicines. As a herbal medicine practitioner, we'll also show you what it takes to be listed and fully registered.
NAFDAC has hundreds of listed herbal medicines for different disease states. But most of those herbal medicines are just listed. There was no stepping up to clinical trial, to efficacy, because what we do in NAFDAC is examine the safety, and then if it is safe, we list it for 2 years on a renewable cycle. But the efficacy of it, most of the herbal medicines have not gone through it. And this COVID pandemic has opened our eyes, has given us impetus in terms of moving some of the herbal medicines in our database to the efficacy level. NAFDAC last year inaugurated the Herbal Medicine Product Committee. First, because I knew from my own experience, research experience, that there are many herbal medicines that work. And part of the goals is to bring the herbalist practitioners together with the researchers. The two are essential, very essential in terms of stepping up herbal medicine translational research in Nigeria. And we have been successful because some of those products now are being thought of or being submitted, not thought of, being submitted to NAFDAC for listing. Some of the products that members of the committee have, that they said have potential for COVID-19. There is nobody who will know whether it is really effective or not until we test it. That's science. Science says, my hypothesis is this drug may work for this particular disease because of this set of evidences. Those are the types of things that the applicants will be submitting to us. And I believe herbal medicine research or focus will never be the same in Nigeria. We have turned a corner, and we're going to have a lot of herbal medicines that the doctors will also have a buy-in for, so that there will be alternatives for any type of disease state aside from COVID.
Let's kick off with listing.
For herbal products, when we give a listing status, there is no evaluation of the claim, and as such, there are disclaimers as to claims provided on herbal products that are listed. So it's globally accepted, and even if you look in other countries, you will see herbal products, dietary supplements, food products that have those disclaimers that the claims have not been evaluated by NAFDAC in this sense or by any other regulatory agency, though we can provide that listing when we have some assurance as to some other parameters that we would use during our assessment to ensure that they do not cause relative harm or they do not cause harm to patients. Now, if you want to move to full registration, then there are more stringent requirements which will then allow you to make claims, clinical claim or a claim to cure. But with a listing status, you cannot claim to be efficacious. So whenever you pick a herbal product, look at the labeling on the product. You will see a clear disclaimer from NAFDAC that the claims have not been evaluated by NAFDAC, and not only for NAFDAC, even for other products that are licensed in other jurisdictions, you will see those disclaimers on those products. So this is not something that only NAFDAC does. It is a globally accepted way of allowing herbal products to be available, but still allowing the consuming public to be aware that there is no scientific evidence backing any claim, and so they have to be cautious and mindful of that.
NAFDAC also regulates the messaging of advertising of herbal products to ensure that advertisers are not misleading the public.
When we talk about herbal products, there is some concern over the way some of these products are advertised, and we continue to educate and inform those that have listed products to make sure they have the necessary approvals when they want to advertise their products, and not to move into realms for which they do not have approvals as they try to market and claim cures or claim what the product has not been found to do as they try to market their products. Many of those are marketing gimmicks to try to increase market share.
Registering your herbal products or any other regulated product for that matter have all been made easy and seamless through NAFDAC's electronic portal, NAPAMS. This means you can sit in the comfort of your homes and offices and start your registration process. Now, how does this work? Simply go to www.nafdac.gov.ng. Click on Herbals and Cosmetics. When the Herbals and Cosmetics pages opens, scroll down and you'll see Herbal Medicines Technical Information Submission Template. Click on that and it will take you to a PDF format document that explains everything you need to know to make submissions for listing of your herbal products. Read carefully before you start filling your registration form and put together all the required documents. That is the first stage. Having done all that, you're ready to move to the next stage, which is submission of your application. To submit application, go to www.registration.nafdac.gov.ng or napams.org to submit application. Click the sign-in icon on top right-hand corner of the screen. Drop down and select as client. For new clients, create user profile by clicking the register icon. Sign in with details created. And for returning users, sign in with login details, email and password. After signing in, under navigation, select registration form. Under application type, select new product registration. Under category, select Herbal and Nutraceuticals. Under subcategory 1, select Herbal. Under subcategory 2, select the appropriate information. Under subcategory 3, select All. After filling the registration form, proceed to provide information about the product under the following subheadings: product details, manufacturer's details, product-specific documents. Attach the technical document generated from the template above with your application letter and send to drugherbalregistration@nafdac.gov.ng. at nafdac.gov.ng. When all of this is done, make payment and then provide your product summary. Then click Submit. We'll take a short break now. NAFDAC and your health, we'll be right back. Welcome back. If you are just joining in, you're watching NAFDAC and your health. Two things happen when you submit your herbal medicine application. Your product will be tested for safety in the laboratory, and then officers of the Directorate of Drug Evaluation and Research will visit your production facility to ensure that the required infrastructures and equipment are in place. Officers of the Drug Evaluation and Research Directorate of the agency recently inspected a herbal medicine production facility in Lagos.
When you enter into the factory, there must be a flow. You enter into the changing room, you remove your street clothes and wear the factory clothes. You wear your protective apparel, that is the nose mask, the hand glove, you cover the hair, and of course the shoe. We want to see that the place is neat. You have the sampling areas, you have the storage area. That storage area can be for the raw materials, packaging materials, and finished products. Also expect to see a weighing scale to weigh the raw materials.
After what have been processed, blended into fine powder, we take it here and further reduce the powder size with this fine powder grinding machine. Then after they've been ground, we transfer them into a mixer after measurement. After mixing, they are collected. If they are powders, we take it to the sachet section. That's what they're doing there. Then if they are for capsuling, we take it into the capsuling room. Here is the manual powder capsule filling machine. What we do, we insert the capsules here. Then we use this to press in until we get it filled. Then once it is filled, we insert the other cover here. We cover and press, and we get it filled. This is for sealing machine. What we do is that once the powder has been blended, we cut the foil, then do the sealing, then coat, put in the date, the expiry date, the manufacturing date, and the batch number. Then we'll fill in the powder, weigh it 10 grams for each sachet. Then we do the final sealing. And after that, we do quality control by weighing again to confirm that the weight of the sealed sachet is actually 10 grams. This is where we do the coding, the batch number, the manufacturing date, and the expiring date.
So ideally, when we come to the raw material room, we expect that the products, the raw materials are arranged properly on pallets. And even for the intermediate products also, they should also be labeled properly. Then we also look out for the expiry date to make sure that the ones they have expiry date, so that they will not use something that has expired. You know, even though the roots and the herbs, they don't really have expiry date, but for the ones that have, they should also be properly indicated. We advise that your equipment should be stainless steel. These are the expectations. Once you are producing a mixture, for instance, you must treat your water. The simplest potable water, we will not accept well water. It must be treated water. So So we expect to see a water treatment plant. And if you can look at this, this is the water treatment, the borehole, the raw water tank, the sand bed, activated carbon, and all intermittent. So and he also has the cylinder gas cylinder for heating water. So after the treatment, the water is heated and transferred into the factory.
There's a filter outside, then there's another filter also, well labeled, microfilter.
After that, the bottles are now moved to the filling area. After that, it is moved into the packaging section. At that inspection stage, we take sample and then bring to the lab. So the lab will evaluate the toxicity, the microbial content, some physical chemical properties, and some phytochemistry, meaning the type of bioactives that are there. It may not be all, but at least the ones that we are capable of, we will check. If everything goes well, that product will be approved as listed, meaning it is approved just for 2 years. But those 2 years can be renewed if the applicant is not ready yet for the efficacy. All the tests that we will be conducting at this stage is safety test.
At the Oshodi and Yaba labs, as with other parts of the country, safety tests are conducted to ensure the products are.
This is Central Laboratory Oshodi. Here, as it concerns herbal medicinal products, we carry out mycotoxin, pesticide residue, and phytochemical analysis. Most of the herbal medicines are gotten from leaves, roots, bark, and bark of a plant, a tree, or syrup, and this requires drying off, in most cases, the water, so to a limited quantity. And in the process, in Nigeria mostly, they do sun drying. They expose them to fungi, which grows in them, and in the process, they produce these mycotoxins. And because of the hazardous effect it has in human, we have to screen for the presence of those mycotoxins. And if present, it's within the minimum residual level. We have units of HPLC, and we're also acquiring more that we use for these processes. We also analyze for pesticide residue. We have to screen for medicine for the pesticide residue level in the preparations. Furthermore, we carry out phytochemical analysis. We need to know the level of phytochemicals. We need to know what are the types of phytochemicals that are present in each of these herbal preparations. These methods have been accredited to ISO 17025 2017 standards. The idea of going through these parameters, mycotoxins, pesticide formulation, phytochemicals, are all safety parameters. And so for herbal medicinal products, we need to analyze these ones to ensure that the products are safe for human consumption.
At the Yaba lab, other tests are carried out, including microbiology tests.
This is the microbiology testing unit of the Central Drug Control Laboratory of NAFDAC located at Yaba, Lagos. This laboratory is equipped with many devices to conduct safety parameter testing on all types of medicine, whether it is orthodox medicine or herbal products that are locally produced. So we look at the different, the microbial level, there's a test we call microbial limit test. We want to see the colony forming units, the number of colony forming units that is within a preparation. I mentioned earlier on that there should not be any pathogenic organisms in any product. So all these things we determine. And because of the different presentations they come, some products come in form of dry powder or leaves or in water or alcoholic extracts. We have procedure for testing all these things, and we have different equipment and devices that help us achieve our aims and objectives. So apart from microbiology testing, another safety parameter we conduct in the lab here is the what we call toxicity testing. We want to be sure that the product is not toxic to human beings. And other products are made from plant origins. And those plants, some plants naturally are toxic. So we don't want to be sure that this plant, whatever plant has been used in producing this product, is not toxic. And we have facility to conduct that, to determine whether a product is orally toxic. That is what we call acute oral toxicity. We have dermatotoxicity, and at times we do LD50, a test we call LD50, to know the level of toxicity of a product. We use different laboratory animals to conduct this toxicity. And the laboratory animals, we have about 4 species of them here. We have albino rats, we have mice, we have guinea pig, and we have rabbits. So these animals, we administer these products to this animal and look for side effects or reactions in those animals. And if after a specific period of time, according to the test protocol, the animal seems to be okay, then we can determine whether a product is toxic or not.
If everything goes well, that product will be approved as listed, meaning it is approved just for 2 years. But those 2 years can be renewed if the applicant is not ready yet for the efficacy. All the tests that we will be conducting at this stage is safety test. The efficacy test includes clinical trial, includes going through a hospital, going through NAFDAC, but that is for efficacy. So the listed product can then be used by the public because we have determined that it is safe enough.
The second category of NAFDAC approval is that which is a pronouncement of the curative efficacy of the herbal medicine. However, for any herbal medicine to attain this level of approval, it must be subjected to proper clinical trial. Next week on NAFDAC and Your Health, we'll take you through the process of clinical trial, its registration and benefits. Here's where we draw the curtains on this episode of the program. Please join us same time, same station next week for the conclusion of our series on herbal medicine. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food products peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, please call 0800 162 3322 or email nafdac@nafdac.gov.ng. Importing, producing, distributing and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. Till next week, stay safe.